Everyone. So today we were going to discuss about the theme and the mood in writing a poetry. Before we were going to our discussion proper, let us know first our learning outcomes. At the end of the lesson, the pre-service English teachers should be able to define and identify the concept of theme and mood as they relate to poetry and the figures of speech, simile, metaphor, personification, and hyperbole. Second, value the careful selection of theme and mood in order to effectively convey a central message or create a feeling in the reader. And last, construct original sentences that accurately demonstrate the use of simile, metaphor, personification, and hyperbole. What is a theme? It is the central message, concern, or purpose of the poem. So, in simple terms, the theme of a poem is the main idea or message the poet wants to share. It is what the poem is really about, the lesson, feeling, or thought behind the words. I have 8 examples here: the love, nature, friendship, death, memory, motivational, war, and happiness. What is mood? The mood or atmosphere is the feeling that a poem creates in a reader. So, in simple terms, the mood or the atmosphere of a poem is the feeling it gives to the reader. It is how the poem makes you feel when you read it. Or lonely, sad, happy, mourn, humorous, romantic, cheerful, and fearful. Topic is review on figures of speech and other literary devices. Literary devices. Literary devices are techniques that writers use to enhance their storytelling and convey deeper meanings. They help to shape the narrative, create mood, and engage readers. In simple terms, literary devices are special tools or techniques that writers use to make their writing more interesting and meaningful. They help make the story or poem more powerful, emotional, and fun to read. Literary devices is imagery. It is a descriptive language that appeals to the senses, helping readers visualize scenes. So, imagery is a descriptive language that helps readers see, hear, smell, taste, or feel what's happening in a poem or story. It makes the writings more vivid and real in your imagination. Symbolism. Using symbols to represent larger ideas or concepts. Symbolism means using symbols, objects, colors, or action to represent bigger ideas or meanings. For example, a dove symbolizes peace. The last literary devices is foreshadowing, hints or clues about what happened later in the story. So it means that foreshadowing is when a writer gives hints or clues about what will happen later in the story. It helps readers guess or feel prepared for the future event. Figures of speech. Speech are specific types of expressions that convey meanings in a creative ways, often by comparing or contrasting different ideas. They add richness and depth to language. So, figures of speech are creative ways of using words to make writing more interesting and meaningful. They often compare or exaggerate ideas to help readers understand feelings or thoughts better. Figure of speech is simile. A simile is a figures of speech that compares two different things using the words like or as. It helps make descriptions more vivid and clear. Her smile was like sunshine. My love for her is like a red rose that blooms in the garden. The teachers are as busy as a bee. The water in the well is as clear as crystals. So metaphor, a direct comparison between two unlike things, or it compares two different things without using like or as. It says one thing in another to show a deeper meaning. Or time is a thief. The classroom was a zoo. Life is a highway. He has a heart of gold. So next is personification. Personification is a figures of speech where non-human things are given human qualities or actions. Examples are the wind whispered through the trees. Second example, arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, from Romeo and Juliet. Third, because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me, from Because I could not stop for death. So the next and the last figure of speech that I will discuss. Hyperbole is a figure of speech that uses exaggeration to show strong feeling or emphasize a point. It is not meant to be taken literally. Examples are, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. My feet are killing me. Third, I've told you a million times to clean your room. For the last, will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood? Clean from my hand? No, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas, incarnadine rather, making the green one red, by William Shakespeare from Macbeth. The mastery of poetic expression hinges on a fundamental understanding and skillful application of both content and technique. The content is primarily driven by the poem's theme, which serves as a central message, concern, or purpose, encompassing subjects such as love, death, or nature. This message is delivered within an emotional framework established by the mood or atmosphere, which is the specific feeling of the poem creates in the reader, for example, lonely, happy, or mournful. By this theme and mood, writers employ literary devices which are techniques that enhance storytelling, shape the narrative, and convey deeper meanings. Key devices include imagery, which uses descriptive language to appeal to the senses and help readers visualize scenes and symbolism, which uses an object like a dove to represent a larger concept like peace. Furthermore, figures of speech are specific, creative expressions that add richness and depth to language, often by comparing or contrasting different ideas. Essential figures of speech reviewed include simile, metaphor, personification, and hyperbole. In conclusion, a comprehensive grasp of these elements, theme, mood, and the creative tools of literary devices and figures of speech is essential, enabling the writer to move beyond simple description and craft poetry that is both meaningful and emotionally resonant.